Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, Doom Nation, and welcome back. You are listening to the Two Doom Men podcast. As always, it's Skaggs and yours truly, the Captain. And like that old piece of furniture in the corner, returning for the 900th time, G-Money Garrett. What's up, everybody?
What's up, boys?
Old Reliable, he's back.
Oh, I am old reliable. I've been fighting the demons, but I'm back on track, baby.
Glad to have
There we
back,
go. There we go.
Episode things to think of to talk about. Go for it, Cap.
Episode 299. The road to 300 ends tonight. After Saturday, everything will be different. So, Doom Nation, I'm going to start off by saying like, share, and subscribe, because if you've been doing that all along, we wouldn't be changing the platform.
Yeah. The troll toll has been and is being paid this week.
Yeah. Yes.
That much. The fact that all three of us are here and somehow on time is a miracle in of itself.
Yes.
Episode 300 coming up live Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Going to have the boys in studio. Going to be drinking. Going to be smoking. Going to be talking a whole bunch of shit. Going to be a good time. And then we will be changing up the format just a bit. Tonight we'll be sticking to politics and doing a little house cleaning, kind of. Circling back to something that we didn't really get to talk about because we've been so kind of
black-pilled.
No, not even that. Just kind of been all over the place the last couple of weeks. Wanted to talk about the New York's insurgent mayoral candidate. As I said in the description, no pun intended, or maybe a pun intended. And that's Zohran Mamdani. And I also wanted to talk about Trump, by my count, at this point, quintupling down on the Epstein cover-up. That is that's 5 times. So 5 times now he's doubled down on the Epstein cover-up. I have a bunch of videos on that and tweets. I do, when we get to that part, I want to make sure that we play all 3 tweets. All 3 videos of Trump doubling down and then read the 2 tweets. The last tweet today, a bit stunning, a bit shocking. My opinion, talking shit about his own base, sort of kind of throwing his own base under the bus. And I really want to get Garrett's take on all that stuff. I know you've been part of the whole Epstein stuff this whole time. So we didn't get to have you on last week. So excited about that. Anything else, boys, you want to touch on? Anything else you want to talk about before we get started with Mamdani?
Coming off of our last live, which was Saturday night main event, Skaggs and I are here to eat crow. We watched Evolution, and it was a fucking banger.
Right. Yeah,
Absolute
Yep.
Banger.
Agree with you 100%. The all women's pay-per-view was awesome. We were talking so much shit about it before. The last match, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, had a very Attitude Era vibe feel to it. Like they went out to the crowd, they were beating the shit out of each other in the crowd, jumping off the microphone thing and crushing each other. And then the Money in the Bank cash-in happened at that match, which is what we thought was going to happen the night before, but didn't happen because someone almost got hurt. So yeah,
what's better than
gladly
women
eating crow
beating
there.
the shit out of each other, right?
What's that?
So what's better than women just beating the shit out
great.
of each other for men's entertainment?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've been saying it lately, man. The women wrestlers are way more entertaining. I feel like they're more agile, flexible. They are like they're a lot of counters. Obviously, it's all fake and scripted, right? But they fly around and do a lot more entertaining.
They're pretty acrobatic.
Acrobatic. That's a good way to put it. It's a little bit more fast paced and entertaining. I like it. So yeah, we were wrong. Talk shit about women. Yeah. All right. So, Garrett, before we get into this, anything else? It's been a while since.
Man. Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
So I thought we could piggyback off. Sometimes you have the best ideas right after we're done recording. So I was telling Captain last week, as soon as we stopped recording, or maybe it was the next morning after I drank my coffee, I was like, dude, I just had a great idea about we should talk about Mamdani and an idea I had and everything like that. Because at the end of the episode, we were talking about Mamdani, and I brought up a tweet of the week that referenced him.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of pick right up where we left off there. And I found the video, actually, of when they had the Democratic primary debate in New York City. So let's just start with that to set the tone here, to kind of frame this whole thing, and then we'll go from there. So this was the Democratic Party debate maybe 2 months ago or so. Questions that were asked to all the candidates.
Mr. Cuomo?
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, two of our greatest allies fighting on the front line of the global war on terror.
Oh, my God.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not
as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
He won't,
Okay.
he
Not
won't
as a
say it
Jewish
has a
state.
right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
And
clear
his
on
answer
that.
was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike
No,
you, I
you
answer.
never-
Unlike
you
you, I
never
answer
said
questions
no.
very
Okay.
directly,
All right,
and I want to be
you
very
answered-
clear. I
you answered-
believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mamdani.
The New York City Democratic.
Gotta say,
folks.
got my vote. I mean, just on that one clip alone, right? Like you know nothing about the guy, and we're gonna get into it. But I mean, for the New York man, yes, we're going to Israel. Oh, I can't wait to suck Benji's dick. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay in New York because I'm the mayor of New York."
New York. Yep. Well,
That guy.
Well, then you have the other guy who's like, I'm going to go to Israel, and then I'm going to follow with the trip to Ukraine. Like, how much more of a cuck could you be?
Yeah.
Dude,
Again, this is the New York City mayor primary, a local office, like I said last week, right? We'll get into Mamdani here in a second, but this is what I've said a couple times, the MAGA base, Trump. Obviously, the Democratic Party is also just a Zionist in that regard, right? But like with the MAGA base, the right wing needs to be careful of here is that this is kryptonite for the right wing, right? And you are kind of leaving your flank here open for someone like Mamdani to come in here and just like I heard Dave Smith say it before. It's like most of the time Trump like is playing cards. Like let's say we're playing cards and there's like pocket aces on the table and like nobody wants to pick up the pocket aces. And then usually Donald Trump would be like, "Oh, I'll take these. I'll play these pocket aces." Right. Well, that's what Mamdani's doing here. Like, no one wants to play pocket aces. The New York City mayoral race. I'll pick those up. I'll play those. Right. I'll stay in New York City and I'll focus on the things that New Yorkers care about, and I'll focus on New York City, not Ukraine or Israel. Why a question? Why this question even needs to be asked over? Like,
I don't even know why it needs to exist, Gags. It really doesn't.
It's virtue signaling. And the days, I'm sorry to just steamroll in on this, but the days of that are over. They are. Because even if you look back at Trump's like campaign, like the media tries to set this agenda, And the one, what are they? Candidate. The candidate that always sticks out the most is the one that goes against the grain of what the agenda that is being set. Right.
The establishment is setting the standard.
Exactly. Right? And I mean, like, here you have candidates saying, like, oh, the first thing I'm going to do when I become New York mayor is leave New York and fly to the other side of the planet. Right. Like, so all you need to do. Yeah, like, so all you need to do is be like, no, I'm staying in New York. No, I'm not going
to actually do my job.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's all.
I might hang out in the city I grew up in. I might want to actually make it a better place.
He didn't grow up here, though.
No, I know. But that's what I'm just saying in general. But like the other thing is like, I've said it 1,000 times on your podcast when me and Steve were doing. I'm like, we need to make our own beds first, guys.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with local politics, everything else, is everybody's playing the geopolitical play on the local level when it really doesn't even matter. And we always say when we need to affect change, you need to start at the local level, whether it's school boards, whether it's your local council, whatever it is, because like that's your immediate area that affects your every single day life. Does Israel affect our every single day life except for them like the pedos and all that shit? No, but don't
forget about the Jewish underground tunnels that run the world.
I'd say that it shouldn't, but it does because of how we're forced to underwrite their entire society and get dragged into their wars, and we face the blowback of all those decisions. So it shouldn't be the case.
Oh, Skaggs, I really like your stance you've been taking lately, buddy. I think you've came to the dark side. Thank you. Oh man, but it's a problem. It's a problem. Like how can you honestly look and keep getting spoon fed all this crap and say like, it's kind of a problem when like there's I saw the other day too, like for people to get relief in Texas for flood aid, they had to pledge allegiance to Israel and giving money to Israel. Like, why is that even tied in? Like, we just had floods around us in New Jersey, right? Like if Murphy,
New York, Connecticut, we all got flooded. Yeah,
everybody got flooded, right? Like if our governors came out or our mayors came out and they're like, listen, we're going to help you rebuild your house, but you got to send your money to Israel first. We'd all be like, whoa,
right.
Get fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and whatever. I don't like, do you, Israel? Do you, because that's all you do, right?
You're a free state. Go for it, baby.
You're a free state. Go be free with your own money. I mean, you guys got a lot of money. I don't know, So, like, excuse me, but I don't understand why it's always the first question on a local level. Like, who gives?
Because
I'm worried about like, is my property taxes going up? Or
right.
Going up?
Right. How does
that's what us real people are worried about for our kids, our future.
How does a trip to Israel make New York City subways safer and New York City schools better? It's what it comes down to, and this is the conspiracy side of it. Who's in charge? If every question is about Israel, if you need to pledge allegiance to who's in charge here?
The flag of not the United States of America.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, man. We are in some crazy times though, boys. Like if you really think about it, it's like, it's so blatant and out there. Sorry, my sister's cat's a psychopath. She's like attacking my legs while we're talking. But it's so blatantly out there that like it's in our everyday politics, it's in our local politics, it's in everything, and everybody knows what's going on. And then there's like people like this is the same people that are always like, yeah, income taxes, we need them for schools and roads. Our roads are destroyed. They're closing my schools, everything else. Like I've and those are the same people I always give this argument to. And it's the same argument with Israel. Like, do you go to your accountant every year and be like, don't take any deductibles? Make sure I pay as much as I possibly can. I don't want to save a cent. Make sure all that money goes to Israel. Make sure all that extra money goes to Ukraine. Make sure all that extra money goes to Phil Murphy. Let's make sure all this extra money goes to this person. And I don't know about everybody, but you guys got extra money? Because I don't have extra money.
Nothing, buddy.
I just have the regular money I got, and I got to work with, and I got to feed my family. I got to feed my kids. I got to buy the cars. I got to put the fuel in, right? Like, and we're sitting over here not making our own bed, and they're like, yeah, give your money away first. And then you simpletons can keep the rest.
Yeah.
Like, what are we taxed at this rate? I know we're getting a little off track, but like, what are we taxed at this rate? Jersey,
35, 40%.
Jersey's like the third highest income tax state there is.
Dude, Jersey, they were saying the other day that we have like the 3 times the national average in property taxes.
I saw a thing for state income tax or whatever. like Jersey was like number 3, and then I think number 1 is like Hawaii. No. It was Jersey at 3, Hawaii's number 2, and California is number 1.
And our property taxes in New Jersey are actually like, I think, like, I could be wrong on this, but I think like pound for pound are higher than California's.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Which is crazy. In Connecticut, you guys ain't doing too well over there either.
We're refugees over here, but
I know. I waved to you guys over the Tappan Zee Bridge, not the Cuomo Bridge, right? Yeah.
Which, by the way, Cuomo did announce that he is going to continue running for mayor as independent. So the race, in effect, the mayoral race in New York City is.
Does everybody forget he killed everybody?
No,
I don't think so. No, he lost. Don't forget, dude. He lost the primary. So again, it's going to be Mamdani, Cuomo, Mayor Adams is still running as independent, and Curtis Sliwa as a Republican. So you have a 4-person race in New York City, and New York City
has the best chance.
Mamdani.
I think Mamdani has the best chance at the moment. But again, New York City.
Adams.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'll tell you here
because he went too right.
Yeah.
Hang on, real quick. You cannot win New York City with less than 50%. I'm pretty sure. If that's how it breaks out and there's a plurality. I think ranked choice voting kicks in, where like you could pick who you want to vote for, and then you pick like in second place I pick this person, in third place I pick that person, and I think then.
I remember this rank thing is the most confusing thing in the world.
That's probably how it's gonna play out. My guess is that no one will get 50%. The ranked choice thing will have to play out. I don't know how that's gonna play out. My guess would be Mamdani takes it, unless maybe whoever's running against him, does what I'm about to do here and shows why he's bad.
How sad is it?
Nah.
That this commie fuck is the front runner.
It makes perfect sense. It makes sense. Listen, New York, like the 2 worst places in this country
are New York and LA.
Yeah. So this makes perfect sense. Did everybody forget that Cuomo killed everybody? Yeah, they did. Did they forget that he resigned over a sexual abuse scandal? Yeah, they did. New York City deserves everything it gets. Okay? Remember 9/11? Never forget? Yeah, they forgot. Okay.
Now that motherfucker's running for mayor.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the point I want to make here.
I don't really think his people did it.
I don't give a shit.
I think the other
maybe there's some more to the story.
Than we thought. There's a little bit more. Like, do you know that place that everybody said they were going to visit might have had something to do with it? I just don't know. There's a lot of people dancing. I don't know.
So to circle back to Mamdani, and by the way, I looked it up. It does go into rounds if no one gets 50% or more.
They should fight.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Boxing grounds.
So,
like, you want to be mayor?
Yeah, that'd be dope. Or they have to have like an American Ninja Warrior, like a fight, like overall lava
Build
pit
a
with
Butcher,
those,
bro.
You want to build a Butcher
style?
Oh, Dead
okay.
Cleaver. I mean, we could be more, I guess, like up to date. They could put on some MMA gloves, maybe some boxing gloves.
No. Noses and ears are the trophy of the day.
All right.
My man.
All right. So real quick, let's circle back to Mamdani.
Next in New York.
Right? Like
that's what we're doing.
He wins the primary. A lot of people on the right are like, oh my God, a Muslim is going to become the mayor. He's Hamas. He's a terrorist, right? Playing in to the same thing that we just said. Like those things are playing into Israel's the most important thing in the world, right? From the right-wing point of view. And like I said, Mamdani picked up the pocket aces here and he played them in his primary. He said, I'm going to stay in New York. I'm going to focus on the things that matter. The danger there is that he's a communist and he is pushing communists. So the America First side of this, the MAGA side of this, the Republican side of this, you're allowing your flank to be opened because of Israel on a local level. And why do I care about New York City? I have family there. My dad has a business there, which I get into later.
Yeah.
I also just think it's important in general because it's the biggest city in the country. It sets culture, finance capital of the world.
Not anymore, pal.
It still is. So a tone will be set there. It's an example or a case study for the rest of the country to follow. Doesn't mean it's how it's always going to turn out.
Why do we need another case study? Didn't anybody look at Los Angeles?
I don't mind this
case study.
I'm fully in favor of this guy winning because, like the Joker said to Robert De Niro, you get what you fucking deserve. And Professor Giordano made a great point eons ago on one of our shows, and we were talking. It had to be election time, maybe, and Sanders had to still be around, but he said something along the lines of, he was like, if everybody was so in favor of like free Medicare and all this stuff, socialized medicine and stuff, he's like, why don't we just roll it out in California and see how California does? And if it succeeds, we'll do it nationwide. If it doesn't, well, then California falls to the nonsense. Well, everybody, all these progressive left-wing nut jobs want socialism. So let's roll it out right in the heart of New York City and let the chips fall where they may. You get it. You get what you deserve. You've been wanting this. Here you go. Now we could have. Go ahead.
I was going to say I love Professor Giordano, but in my opinion, the naivete. No, we should fight back and we should stop progressivism and communism in its tracks. That has been the mentality, the motto of the right wing since the progressive era in the teens, when the Federal Reserve was established and FDR, we'll just have an experiment and let the best side's ideas win. That's not how it works. The side with the best ideas.
Years later, we still got the fucking Fed.
We're swimming in progressivism now, all these years later, right? It's, at what point do right wingers start pushing back, right?
Never.
Professor Giordano was critical of Dan Crenshaw, saying like, we're going to be a speed bump for Biden's agenda. I don't want a fucking speed bump. I want a bulldozer pushing back in the other direction, right? Okay, so that is my concern, that you're going to have
Square.
You're going to have a legitimate communist who becomes the mayor of New York City. They frame everything as it's working, it's popular. He seems to also be part of like the AOC machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the videos are all similar. There's a lot of money behind that. I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from. I know there's been some people. It's not completely organic, right? Now the guy does make some good videos and things like that, which I'll show here later. But like the more wind in the sails of that whole idea, right? On top of the fact that he's going to pick up
his parents. What's the background on his parents? I know there's something funky with his.
Oh, they went to.
They're like super rich.
He's not like a middle.
Did they go to Israel?
Oh, he's a rich kid. No,
he's a rich kid. Yeah, he's a rich kid. He's a rich kid. He's not like some middle class, lower class kid, off the streets or anything like that. He is a rich kid. Came from money. Went to like parochial schools and things like that. I don't remember everything about him.
But he's only been a citizen for like 7 years.
6
right?
years. 7 years. There's a
conversation. He's younger than all of us, right?
Probably at this point. We're fucking old, so
I'm not old. I'm in my prime, man.
There is a conversation to be had there. We could save that for another time over like, should someone who's a non-citizen run for office and things like that. There are some interesting.
Well, I have a
dynamics.
big opinion on that one.
I'm sure you do. But I want to get to
that whole dual citizenship thing. Really,
sure.
Gets my goat, buddy.
I want to get to again why this guy is so effective and what right wingers or New York City citizens who care or don't want this guy to become mayor should be focused on. First, you got to understand your enemy in order to defeat them, right? Let's all agree on that, right? If you're just screaming, he's a Muslim or something like that, like you don't understand him, you don't know what's going on.
Commie.
You're an idiot, right? And you're doomed to fail here, which the captain wants, but not what I want. So anyway, he had this really good video talking in front of like the halal carts. Big halal guy. I love halal food. I don't know if you guys do. Anyway, let's roll a tape.
I do.
Dude, we've eaten it together a million times.
Everyone is suffering from a crisis, and it's called halalflation.
Oh, white sauce. Let's go, baby.
Get to the bottom of this. How much does a plate of halal cost right now from this truck?
$10.
$10. Chicken over rice, lamb over rice, $10.
$10?
Yeah.
When you're a street vendor, you have to pay for the food, the plates. How much do you have to pay for your permit?
Before it was 22K.
17,000.
How much does a license cost if you get it from the city?
I think 400.
And who are you paying?
The permit owner.
You're not paying the city?
No.
You pay the permit owner $22,000 just so you can sell this food?
Yes.
And who is this?
A random guy.
Have you ever applied for a permit?
Yeah, I'm applying and no come anything.
It's long way. Number 3,800 something. And
after 2 years, you're number 3,800.
Yes.
These are the 4 bills that are sitting in the city council right now, which would give these vendors their own permits and make your halal more affordable. But Eric Adams hasn't said a single word about them. If you own the permit, then how much would you charge for the plate?
$7.
$8.
$8.
Would you rather pay $10 for a plate of halal or $8?
$8.
$8.
I think $8 is the way to go.
If I was the mayor, I'd be working with city council from day one to make halal $8 again.
Oh, how would it taste?
Tastes like $10, but it should be 8.
Make halal great again.
Okay. Is it starting to make sense why this guy has become so popular
Yeah.
in the New York City primary rate? Bro, I remember back in the day, Captain, pretty sure you came with me. I remember going down to 53rd
$6.
Avenue, and it was $6.
Yeah.
Right, for
Yeah.
the halal guys. And you,
Well,
And you got a lot of food.
but you also, and it was chicken, lamb, and rice with all the sauce and for like $6.
Yeah, by the way, the halal guys went corporate now. They don't even have lamb anymore. It's beef.
Yeah, which is absolute nonsense.
In Cali. But anyway,
I'm
so
not a lamb
Mamdani there.
guy.
Love the lamb.
Yeah, lamb is great. I love lamb.
Can't
So
do it.
Mamdani, he hones in there on a couple of really good fucking points, and he exposes a couple of really stupid policies. Now, it's worth saying that the policies are coming from the city. First of all, these halal carts need a permit to operate on the sidewalk, right? And they're saying, well, people own the permits, and then the permits are being, we're essentially
Rented out, yeah.
It's kind of like the cabs, like the New York City cab system, right? You got to get the medallion. The medallion costs like fucking $200,000 to get or whatever. So again, the city has a gangster monopoly on who can and can't do business. Okay? Mamdani, to his credit here, I'll say he's identified, in a way, government bad, government root of the problem. I'm going to run for mayor, and I'm going to repeal and, deregulate, in a sense, perhaps, some of these government policies that are causing the halal carts to have to pay so much money, which then in turn drives the price up, right? In this one video, and that is what Mamdani is selling to. However, Mamdani's overall critique of our entire system, but what he's selling himself as, is a communist, and he is selling it as capitalism bad, right?
Yep.
He has another video, which I'll play here in a minute, of his plan for grocery stores, where he wants to, in a sense, nationalize the grocery stores in New York City, and they be public grocery stores or anything like that. But I had a real quick example, because this really hit home with me. My dad has a butcher shop on Arthur Avenue. Go check it out, Galabri Pork Store. He's been there.
An oldie too. It's an OG.
It's an OG, yeah. So
Yeah,
been there,
the meat chandelier.
He's been there since he's 12, since he came from Italy.
Chandeliers.
He was a migrant, right, back in the day, an immigrant. He's legal and all that stuff. He's been there since he's 12. He's now 70. Just his birthday's actually today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Pop.
There you go.
He has had run-ins, and he's a butcher shop. He does dry sausage, supersad in New York City. The New York City Health Board puts so many rules and regulations on this process. The sausage and supersad process is 5,000 years old, right? It's way older than New York City. It's way older than, like the process New York City has come.
It's older than America.
Right? Yeah, it's older than America. But New York City's Board of Health is going to come in here and tell my dad in his store, you have to put X, Y, and Z additive into your product. Otherwise, it's not safe for consumption. A product that has been around for thousands of years. My dad has been doing it since he's 12 years old. He's obviously a fucking expert in how to make it. You don't need to tell him what needs to go in and out of his product, right?
It's probably
on top of the fact that
birth control and rat poison must go in
all
there.
of those things add cost, right? Because you have to buy those extra things. It is an impediment to your manufacturing process. He has to submit to like strict testing schedules and throw away some product that goes to labs to get tested in New York City. On top of the fact that like the health inspectors that come by, they're not Italian. They don't know the first fucking thing about making supersat in Italian fashion, right? But then they're going to come around and tell you how to make your thing, right? This is what New York City is like. New York City is a big government place that is crushing small businesses, from the halal cart to the Italian butcher shop to a restaurant. It doesn't matter, right? The only people who are doing great are like McDonald's, Wendy's, etc.
Yeah, because they're killing us.
The problem in New York City is not that we need more government and the government to buy the stores and make the food affordable. It's that you need to deregulate and get the government out of the fucking way. That will drive prices down. in New York City. Mamdani, again, he's identifying this correctly when it comes to like his type of food. When it comes to everybody else's type of food, you see what happens. You see the real communists come out.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day, depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way.
Okay, real quick. Dynamic pricing, there's no such thing as dynamic pricing. In a free market, there are just prices, right? And a price can be whatever the fuck someone determines to charge for something, right? There's no such thing as dynamic pricing. There is a reason why all those grocery stores are charging more or less.
Skaggs, you don't know this because this guy's wearing a suit. He's definitely smarter than you.
Yes, right. We have to take him seriously. I'm here.
It's fine. It's fine. We're
I'm
sweating.
Zohran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you. Grocery prices.
The thing that I laugh about the most with this is, a very communistic idea. And yeah, obviously.
We're going to redirect. Redirect means steal.
The problem is,
it's crazy.
Good.
All right. No, but redirect means steal. Anytime I hear we're going to redirect funds, where are you getting the fucking funds from? Me. Then you're going to redirect it to something else that you think you can do smarter than me, that you guys have already fucked up for 200 years, and then you want me to just keep redirecting my money? I say it all the time, especially with this type of stuff, right? The government, we all know, and we can all agree, they fuck up everything. What have they done that's good that you've given them a lot of money, and then they can give you a balanced budget back and tell you even where they spent the money, USAID, anything? They can't do it. So you want me to trust you once again? I always say it's like giving the junkie a limitless credit card. We're constantly giving the junkie that's shot up, stole your TV, took your car, did this, stole your mom's purse. And he's like, just one more time, man. Just one more time. That's the error we're in. And everything he's talking about is the most asset. Who's going to cover the property taxes? Where's that going?
The taxpayer.
Who's rent free? So you're just going to take my building as a landlord and make it a government property? And then people go, the landlords, the slumlords, do this. A lot of people are landlords and slumlords because of over government and over all that other shit going on and all these extra fines and taxes and all this other stuff that they have to pay that really wouldn't have to pay. Are there scumbags out there? 1,000%. Of
course.
But the other problem is the people that don't make a lot of money, like I'm not a millionaire, right? Like I don't make a lot of money, but like I'm also an entrepreneur and I'm self-employed. Okay. So like for me to go without and my family to go out without, to me take a chance that I could fall and lose everything, but to put it on the line and put my family's well-being in there, and then I become successful, and then you're like, fuck it, let me take that guy's money because
let me redistribute.
His balls are bigger. Yeah. His balls were bigger than mine, and I'm a little pissant that's just sitting in the bottom going, oh, well, he made some money. Do you know what I went through to make that money? Do you know what I went through to build that business? No.
They don't care.
Everybody just looks at corporate evil because you have Apple, you have Google, you have this one, you have that one that are doing evil shit because they're the ones running the country, right?
Yeah, well, they're working in tandem with the government. I would say they're basically another branch of the government.
They are another branch of a government.
Yeah,
the fascist branch.
Cap, go for it.
So, the one thing that like everybody listening to this, to him is like, oh, good, lower prices. They're not thinking of the landlord or we're going to take money from the corporate grocery stores and redirect it. Now, what's going to be in these communistic grocery stores? You're not going and getting Doritos and taquitos and your hot fucking Cheetos. I could promise you it's going to be lower quality food, less food. The shelves aren't going to be stocked as much, lesser cuts of meat, smaller cuts of meat. And then on top of it,
because you use Doritos and Takis as a standard of like good food.
No, but I mean, people who are in favor of this, eat that crap. You know what I mean?
The problem is like, are they going to get that good 5,000-year-old Super Assad process from
no
Skaggs Dad?
No, dude, it's going to be the It's gonna be all ultra processed garbage on top of garbage food.
Bobby was going to take care of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got to fight anti-Semitism first.
But I have a question before. I have a quick question for both of you guys. Like, excuse me, this guy's talking shit like he's going to get government controlled, all that other stuff, and you might get all this weird shit, process shit. But like, at some point, doesn't the federal government that's taking out all these additives and everything going to be taken out? So like, he won't even be able to sell that low quality shit.
Hopefully,
that'd be nice. That'd be a good thing. Yeah,
across the board.
And wouldn't it also now the the national grocery stores? Isn't everything going to go up in them? Isn't the prices going to go up?
That's the point I wanted to make. So he makes a comment over these stores are going to run off of no profit motive. What is he saying? That some bureaucrat in a New York City office somewhere is going to determine what the price of every good sold is in the supermarket. Where was this experiment tried and failed catastrophically before? Well, my friends, that may be the Soviet Union. There were government offices that determined the price of all goods everywhere. That does not work. There is no way that any person in a central office can determine the price of any good on any given moment at any given time. Only the free market can do that, right? So that's what Mamdani is proposing, which means that the whole thing is going to fucking spiral out of control because the stores won't be able to support themselves. The stores that are in a sense subsidizing the free communist government stores are going to be taking a loss to subsidize them, right? So that means that they'll probably end up closing because why are you going to go into business as a supermarket, as a privately owned supermarket in New York City when your revenue, your taxes are being given to your competitor to compete against you? You're going to just pack up shop and leave.
Oh, they told it was better for you.
So what will end up happening is what happened in the Soviet Union. There will be a shortage of supermarkets in New York City, right? Over time, all the other supermarkets will close. The New York City supermarkets won't have anything in them or won't have anything good. People will be forced to probably go and eat McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King. They'll get even more unhealthy. They'll then look to, I'm so unhealthy. I don't know why. I need the government to come and help fix all my problems. And it'll just be a
that's not the answer?
Runaway train.
You get what you fucking deserve.
This is what is dangerous about Mamdani. He is the most dangerous out of all of them, even more so than Cuomo, right? Because he is selling to you that he has identified some problems, correctly so. Cost of living, permits, government. But then on the other hand, he's selling the maximum size of government as the answer to all your problems. It's a self-licking ice cream cone. Kathy, you remember back during
I like that.
During COVID, right? When they were like, we have to, you have to have the permit to work. You have to get the vaccine to work. And then we were like, okay, then they're going to put people out of business. And then they're going to be like, you see, well, now we need more socialism in the city to help all these people that lost their jobs and things like that. That's what Mamdani is proposing. And if you're on the right wing or if you're Mayor Adams and you're focused on, he put himself down as black on his his college thing, or he's a supporter of terrorism, you are going to lose and you are going to usher in communism. I want to also criticize here Trump. We're going to get into criticizing him in a minute.
Let's get off him and I want to start hammering on that motherfucker right now.
There is a good candidate running. I just want to say that Trump has criticized Mamdani fairly in terms of hitting him as a communist, not as a Muslim or anything insane like that. So that's good. But Trump has not lent any aid to Curtis Sliwa. And look, man, I don't know what you guys think of Curtis Sliwa. He's been around forever.
Guardian Angel, bro.
Yeah,
still wearing the
neighborhood watch, still wearing the thing. He gets it.
I would say if you want to make your case against Mamdani, and this is clear, boil it down. Say Chicago, right, which was always considered the second or third city of importance in America. Look at what's happened with Socialist Mayor Johnson. The entire implosion of that city. Mamdani has the same platform. He has the same issues. So if you want to say, what about freezing the rent? What about free bus fare? What about handcuffing the police officers? Just take a camera into Chicago and say, you see what you got with a socialist Mayor Johnson? That's what you're going to get with a socialist Mayor Mamdani.
All right. So I'm
That was well
actually
said.
here offering an alternative, a positive alternative here on the Two Good Men podcast once. I think Sliwa is actually a pretty good candidate. And I think
I do too, but
should get behind him. I think he said a couple mean things about Trump in the past, so that probably explains why Trump has not mentioned a word about him.
Silwa is probably not on the list, so he ain't part of the club.
Yeah, could be it. So I thought that was pretty good. New York City did have a decision there.
Yeah, the only problem though is Republicans aren't going to turn out to vote. Maybe
I don't know
moderates
how you can't at this point. Like it's so baffling.
Who do you think the moderates are going to vote for?
I think the moderates will probably end up voting for Sliwa and Adams. No, I think Cuomo's
the moderates. I can see Adams getting more of the moderates. I think he'll get a little bit more. I think he might even steal some of the Republican, if you would even call a New Yorker a Republican. Right? Like,
he sure could.
You know, there's some in there, but not many.
I saw a lot of the primary voting information came back that a lot of like the working class in New York City didn't vote for Mamdani. It was really like your leftist, richer, liberal white person voted for Mamdani, right? The people who are like brainwashed into supporting progressive socialist causes. So anyway, I think that's enough for me on Mamdani. It'll be interesting to keep watching that one. Captain, we'll see if you get what you want or if I get what I want. we avert a communist hell.
I don't want communism to spread, but anybody who knows me knows it's not that I hate New York State. I grew up there. My family's there. I just despise everything that fucking Manhattan is. I despise the goddamn city. For as expensive as that city is, to be as filthy and crime-ridden that it is madness. Madness.
And it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to be. It wasn't.
Yeah. And
it's always been dirty and smell like piss and weed.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, as soon as you start going anywhere close to the city, it just smells like weed and piss.
Yeah, it's gross. I was there. I went to the Yankee game on last Friday, and
it smells like weed and piss. It's weed everywhere.
Everywhere. And I like weed, right? I like weed. Right? But like, I don't want to fucking smell it around every corner.
I don't want to bathe in it.
Yeah. The
traffic. Kids going to a game.
Yeah, dude. Again, Friday, like the traffic.
You sound like old men.
There's an air of I don't know how often you guys go to the city anymore.
Dead body going over the GW. It smells like dead bodies.
Dude, yes, and there's just like an air of chaos in the wind there now that never used to be. Where I don't know how to explain it. You could just feel chaos in the air there nowadays. It's not good.
I agree. Last time I went over to the GW to one of my guys was fighting in Queens over there. And I was like just driving in by myself over the truck, and I got stuck in the middle of the GW in traffic, right? It happens, right? So I'm sitting in the middle of the bridge. It's a summer day. It's literally smelled like there was a dead body sitting. I was gagging. I was like, and then all of a sudden, like it would I'd get in front of a truck. I don't know if a meat truck, something went bad. It literally felt like it was a dead body. And then it was like humid like today, hot. And then as I pulled up more, it just smelled like piss and weed. Pissed and meat anywhere I went. And I'm like, I don't care if I ever see that place again. I don't really care if it gets wiped off the map. Really don't care.
Remember when
if the island of Manhattan was to sink, I would donate rocks.
I would be excited for a beachfront property.
Yeah.
There you go. I know. Do you guys remember when Tucker interviewed Vladimir Putin like last year or the year before? And one of the other things he did while he was in Moscow was he went to the subway and he went to a supermarket. Right.
And they're beautiful.
He showed how clean and orderly the subway is. He showed how clean and orderly and how much food are in the supermarkets. And people were like, he's doing propaganda for Putin. No, he was trying to make the point. He was trying to make the point that this country that we are in proxy war with, we have laid sanctions against, that used to be the Soviet Union and had all these problems that we've been warning about, has not only solved those local problems, but they're thriving even in the face of proxy war with the empire and sanctions. He's like, meanwhile, New York
and the Russian mob still making their shit.
Gross fucking dumps. He's like,
go to Tokyo, go to Japan. Yeah. They got don't even bother with Russia because it's propaganda. All right, you don't want to be propagandized, go to Japan and see the exact same thing.
And again, like if you were making the point, it's Putin propagandism, you missed the fucking point. And you're part of the problem here, why we can't have nice things.
I know. Exactly.
All right. let's move on to Trump. I'm going to start him inserting this idea for the first time. I got like 6 things of Trump. Bear with me. I think they all deserve to be showed, covered. We could all chime in at any moment, give our thoughts after, whatever it is. So the other day, this was now the first time I heard such a thing. This is July 12th. What's today, 16th or something like that? Right? He says, what's going on with my boys, in some cases gals? They're all going after Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. Talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it. All over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with Russia hoax, the laptop from hell, more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. I guess friends would be us. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on JFK or MLK, no matter how much success we have had. Blah, blah, blah. Everything I do is good. I'll never get enough credit for it. So in a sense, Trump plants the seed. I've never heard that before for the first time.
Why?
Actually, Democrats, it was Obama and Comey. They created the Epstein files.
Well, they created them by being in them.
Yeah, by adding.
That's not what he's saying. That's not how
I know.
he's framing
No, I know.
He's framing it as it's the Russia hoax, it's the 51 intel agency.
But if it's a hoax, then why is such a it's Biden and Obama and Hillary? Then if Hillary was part of creating this, then why is it so important that Bill Clinton flew to the island 26 times?
And Epstein went to the White House 7 or 17
Yeah.
times, right? My thing is like, besides all that shit, if it's not true, then why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he get arrested?
Hold on. And money talks, right? Then
Of course.
why did J.B. Morgan pay almost $800 million in damages to victims?
Yeah.
Almost $1 billion fucking dollars in damages they paid out to victims. So if it's not true, then why did the government force a financial institution by law to pay out almost $1 billion, $800 million, an unfathomable number to victims to shut them up?
Yeah.
But it's not true. It's not true.
It's illogical. I'm not done yet. Again.
I'm not done yet. I'm just getting warmed up.
Semiconductors and chips.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say let them have it.
What a just strange thing. I mean, what the fuck is going on?
He goes, I don't know who was it. Your son was selling your election on it. Your head of the FBI said he was going to drop it the first day.
Yeah.
Quarantino, one of the main podcasters who will probably never get any credibility again, ever.
No,
right?
no, they're
You
done.
think if he comes back and he says, fuck it, I'm leaving, and he's coming back to his show, people are going to listen to it? I mean, you might have like your grandpa or somebody like that. That's stupid.
A boomer.
Unless he comes out hard and is like, the FBI is going to shut me down. Here's the list. You know what I mean? Like,
unless he just like release the beast. But the thing is, it's like, we know it's not a list. We want to know what motherfuckers are compromised. That's what we want to know. Who got compromised? You're telling me with all the tapes, all the DVDs, all the cameras, all the 800 million payouts, all the other stuff. Now we're just supposed to be like, move on. Your head of the FBI ran on it. Your deputy director made a living off of it for the past 3 years, right?
Your vice president,
your
while you
vice
were
president,
running
your
for
son,
office,
your
was
son
on a
talked about
podcast
it.
and said this.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
But it's not there. It's not true, right?
Oh, we got somebody tuning in from London.
All right, nice. There you go.
Nice.
I'm not done yet.
What's up, buddy? We're talking about Trump and the Epstein list.
What else?
Yeah.
So again, that was the first one. I gave you the first tweet, gave you the first video. This is the triple down now.
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen, and I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well. And it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
I don't understand why this is being compared to the Russia hoax.
Oh, because he's trying to cover up the Epstein files. So he's trying to conflate them with other known hoaxes that the Democrats and the deep state.
So then does this mean now we're not going to get justice for the Russia hoax?
He is telling his
We haven't gotten justice for any of the bullshit.
Yeah, no kidding.
The other problem is like if it was such a hoax, then why did you allow Pam Bondi to release those binders to all the influencers if it was such a hoax? So are you just trying to say all those people that you handpicked to come to your White House and get folders from your AG that you put there? And let me mind you, she handled the Epstein case in Florida as the attorney general down there. So she's been looking at this for longer. She was looking at it when they were asking Trump to come in and answer questions on Epstein.
Yeah, what in like 09 or whatever, right? 08, yeah.
Dude, this is my thing. Why did you allow all that stuff? Why did you allow the head of the FBI to make his whole platform of becoming the head of the FBI on it, the deputy of the FBI on it, your son, your vice president, pretty much everybody in the country, right? Then why did you allow all that if you had any inkling that it was a Russia?
I could even you could even say that when you're running for office, politicians lie and they make shit up to try and win over votes. That's fine, right? But the point you're making, Garrett, is that while he's been president, while the administration has been in charge, they had the binder disaster, right? Since then, and they put it out as the Epstein files, phase 1. Remember that's what we called the episode at the time.
Is this phase 2? Deny.
Maybe.
The administration intended for there to be more disclosure later, that they were working on getting to the bottom of this or something like that. Instead, we've had there's nothing. They didn't say we've concluded the investigation completely and all that stuff that was there before we were wrong and that we framed it the wrong way prior to this.
You notice he changed?
They're just illogically changing, inverting.
Well, he also changed his tune. He also changed his tune after somebody from a little country visited for the third time on his third visit.
Said last week, there was no fucking coincidence that this broke out the moment the next day that fucking Netanyahu came in place. Real quick, we're not done because hot off the presses this afternoon, right before we started recording, he quadruples down on this.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
No, it's not the attorney general. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And
he kept Comey in charge when he became president. He appointed Wray as Comey's follow-up FBI director. His Justice Department, Epstein was arrested in 2019. It was the Donald Trump Justice Department who arrested Jeffrey Epstein, not the Biden administration, not the Obama administration. It was Trump's, and we all applauded him for it at the time. Look, this guy's actually getting fucking justice. or at least bringing to justice some of the guys. But now he's framing it as it's someone else's fake hoax thing. It just makes no fucking sense. He's not done. Let's let him finish.
It's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax.
Same thing.
The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city.
Yep.
No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements, we've had a great gentleman yesterday, as you know.
Enough. I heard enough of that bullshit.
You know, just the only as angry and heartbroken as I am, the conspiracy theorist in me is like, why? Like now, every time he has a mic in front of him, the question comes back up. Like he's going to be asked. No. I'm not. This has nothing to do with Q. There's nothing to do with Q. But it's just like at a certain point, like how is that like nobody's moving on, which I like, and he just keeps doubling down and doubling down. And it just raises more questions at like, because usually like he'll just, that's a stupid question. Goodbye. I'm done with you. How many times has he brushed people off? But he's still going on and on and on about this. None of this flat out sits right with me, man.
My only, let's say, somewhat positive take on all of this is he's having the Dems asked to release it.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and my other thing is like, when has Obama, Clinton, any of them ever missed a chance? This is a big fumble by Trump, right? For them to come out and like capitalize on it. They're still not opening their fucking mouths.
Yeah. They're implicated, and his point makes no sense.
No, exactly. That's what it's very telling, is what I'm saying. Is when Obama used to like come out, and I know PDB had a take on this. Is like every time he had a problem, he was like, "I inherited this from George Bush." He took every chance he could to blame his problems from where George Bush did. Right, wrong, whatever. I'm just saying he took every opportunity in a crisis to blame his predecessor for it. These guys do anything they can to chop Trump down at the knees, and they're all being quiet. And the science is definitely, and I find it very interesting that that's the avenue they're taking. And they're so used to coming out, and they would be on every newscast, they'd be on every CNN, every NSBC, trashing him. Former president,
and his base is splintering now because of this. It's a very unpopular opinion amongst his base, no matter what some people we know say. And you know, it's that's what I like the most about this is, you know, I like a tweet of the week that I have for today. Like, no, we didn't follow Trump blindly. We want accountability. Accountability and justice, and what we voted for is more important than who's in the chair. And that's what we're looking for. This tribalistic behavior is what got us here. We're looking to save the world. It's not about red versus blue anymore. So I'm glad there is this pushback on it. But, you know, it is a good point that, like, this is so bad for Trump, and the Dems are quiet about it.
They're not quiet about it, though, right? First of all,
they're not. I'm seeing a lot of people.
They're quiet that... Go ahead.
Real quick. So the big name people, first of all, there's mutually assured destruction here, right? If Hillary Clinton and Obama would be like, yes, we support transparency and disclosure now, right? There's mutually assured destruction, right? The deep state that they're all a part of is going to go down. Second of all, there are Democrats in Congress, some of them working together in a bipartisan way, but some of the good, Republicans. But then there are some of them who are the people in Congress, Democrats, are trying to use this against Trump. So that is starting to happen. I was making the point to you guys over text. Like, yeah, actually, like if they want to ensure that this continues to be a tribal issue and they try and make the right wing dismiss it now, they should be like, yes, put forward the Epstein things, right? Because then Trump could that adds wind into Trump's sails where he's trying to dismiss it as a Democrat left-wing hoax thing, right? If the Democrats go and play their role of, yes, we should be transparent about this, whatever, that puts winds in the sails of what Trump is saying. And then you get nothing. You're not going to get any disclosure. The thing gets covered up and we move on. We do end up doing what Trump is saying. Move along here, folks. Nothing to see. We all know that is complete horseshit. Trump is in power. They have the information. He has the ability to disclose it. Anything else is cope. I'm sorry. Anything that it's a this or it's a that, there's an explanation, there's a reason. He is the president right now. If even they, let's say they reviewed this shit and they're not certain, they think that it got changed, altered, something like that, they could just say that. But that's not what they're saying.
Yeah, but the Skaggs, the other problem is how many times have we heard the head of the FBI come out and go, we want to protect the victim's identity?
I know, that's
so there's no fucking victims. We paid a bunch of people. There's people in jail for no victims. There's people that got suicided in a jail for no victims. Like, what the
He killed himself for the love of the game.
But this is what I'm talking about. This is how stupid they think we are, that they can just be like. And then the other thing that I really find funny is like the left is always like, you're in a cult. He told you not to think about it. Now everybody's saying no. Like, no, motherfuckers. No, we're questioning it. And this is a problem. And if he's going to start pulling this bullshit too, he could kick fucking rocks. We'll get some other motherfucker in there that wants to bang. Simple as that.
That's
simple
the
as
best,
that.
That's
And I'm
the
okay
best
with
silver
that.
lining. That's the white pill behind this whole thing. The fact that there is some splintering, the fact that we are having this fight on the right, right? That gives me a major white pill that, like, okay, there are a lot of motherfuckers on our side here who are not that dumb, right? They're not as fucking stupid.
And it's left,
as
right,
Trump
and
is
center
making
that are all kind of together.
Sure.
And you're like, holy shit.
And for the most part, it's the good people on the left and the center.
No, but that's
the
what I'm
ones that I
saying.
like.
And you're like, oh, we actually do
few.
agree that, like, we don't want to be ran by a bunch of kid fuckers. Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
How do we put a country back together? There are a couple basic foundational things we can agree on. I think that could be one of them, right? That kid fuckers don't get to be in charge of the government.
Well, look, kid fuckers cannot be in charge as long as you go to Israel.
Right? What's that? What's that, Cap?
I said kid fuckers won't be in charge as long as you go to Israel.
Yeah.
All right. So again,
which has the biggest pedo blocking in the world. But anyway,
the piece de resistance, as they say, was then this afternoon, where Trump said the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like the fake, fully discredited Steele dossier. Again, he keeps hammering home.
Yeah.
It's the fake things that they did against me. The Epstein is the same thing. Blah blah blah. He said these scams and hoaxes, all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. So now Trump is calling people who disagree with his shit take here on Epstein as his past supporters. Now
I guess we're past supporters.
Insulting his base. Now, I was never a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump, but I've never been a Trump supporter. I want to take a moment to tell you all I told you so. I think this is a reason why it's fucking cringe, gay, and dangerous to like fall into the trap of like the cult of personality with any politician, right? Because as soon as you disagree with them, you see how he's like, fuck all those people. All you guys who spent money on my merch and things like that. I honestly feel bad for someone who has a similar take to us, like us on Epstein right now. They were a diehard MAGA person, bought a whole bunch of MAGA shit, thinks this is really fucking lame and like a really, lame excuse, disagrees with this. They go and read this. I'm sure they're like kind of heartbroken or devastated over this, right? Because they bought into all the MAGA Trump
and
world
I think
shit,
that's
right?
a big misconception. Especially
Used you like a fucking used condom.
No,
Threw
yeah,
you
no,
away.
but this is a big misconception is like, especially from like left and people who's giving me shit and everything is like, I don't idolize any fucking man. I don't even wear people's jerseys because I'm not putting anybody else's name on my back except for mine. That's how I am. My kids, I raise them the same way. Like, you wear your name on the back. You represent you.
enough,
You represent the person you want. And like, to each their own. I know people like their jersey, but like, that's just not my speed. Like, I'm just like, I don't dick ride other dudes. That's just not me. Okay, whether it's sports, whether it's this, whether it's that, I don't give a shit enough. So like when everybody's like, "Oh, Trump, you just a Trump," like, no, if he's wrong, he's wrong. I have no problem calling. Like people make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. You guys make mistakes all the time. We're wrong on some shit, and we're pretty right on a lot of shit. Right? We shoot the shit, but like you got to be able to call it. Like if you're a true, I would say like if we're talking to each other, if we're true friends, Skaggs, you should be able to call me on my bullshit. I should be able to call you on bullshit. Yeah, we might fight a little bit, right? But like, that's what friends do, right? So like, I just look at a grander scale. Like, I'm not saying Donnie T is my friend, but like, if it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll call it out wrong. Even if I supported the guy, I'll be like, hey, I support the guy. But like he's wrong on this subject. And if he doesn't right this ship or at least try to, get it steered in a proper direction, I'll be the first one to call him out. And it doesn't mean that I don't think that his other policies aren't working and there aren't other things.
Yeah.
This is a line in the sand for me. A line in the sand, like COVID, wearing a mask, getting the jab, trying to fucking take my kids because I won't get jabbed. That's a line in the sand for me. You're never going to push me off that line, right? Or I'm going to die on that line, right? Same thing with this. I don't want my tax money and I don't want my country run by a bunch of kid fuckers. I don't want to give my money to those people. I don't want those people to be in control and tell me how I should morally think about the country when you're diddling little kids, okay? That's my hard line. You don't like it? Fuck you.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think, he's going to, I'm sure, maybe the economy might get better. Maybe, I might be able to afford a house in the next 3 years. And it's going to be great things. Yes, it is. But I mean, if he was to go king mode and we could vote for him again, no. Because I always supported him so hard because he was the guy. My whole basis, the core reason why we've done 299 episodes of political podcasting, where this show started from, I want politicians French Revolution style. I can't say, like tarred and feathered,
accountability.
Yes, this has been my goal since day one, and we've been through 3 elections, and obviously I've been voting since Obama ran for office, but every time I have voted in the direction of the person who I felt at the time, giving the choices we had, was going to change this shit and wreck house. And now that you're not going to wreck house, not going to vote for. We can't vote for him again. But there's always that talk of like the third term and shit.
Real quick, I'm kind of glad you said that. But at the same time, I had a question that I want to ask the both of you, which you kind of give away your answer. But I wanted to make the point that first of all, as I said a bunch of times, I thought that Trump ran probably the best campaign of all time this past go around, right? And he did that by. This was one of the things on the list of to do things. But he did that by appealing to a bunch of different factions on the right wing, on the center, and even on the left. One of those factions being the libertarians, one of the factions being the general MAGA base, some of them being the neocon types like Ben Shapiro, right? He appealed. Some of them were like the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan. He ran a fucking fantastic campaign.
Yeah.
He appealed to all of them, and he won the popular vote because he did that. He is undoing that at warp fucking speed now. He is burning that down like Seth Rollins with the flamethrower, right? And he can kick and scream as much as he wants. He's now actively saying his former supporters. He is so now again. First of all, I never was a supporter. I'm a libertarian, right? But now he's attacking his own base.
Shut up, Skaggs. You're a birdie, bro.
All right. So my point here is. Life goes on. There's a midterm election coming up in 2026. There's a presidential election coming up in 2028.
I know where Skaggs is headed with this, Thomas fucking Massey.
No. My question.
I wouldn't mind seeing him run.
Guys, my question is to you guys: does any of this shit change your willingness to vote for him, his brand, his team? In the midterms and
because he lied like every other politician that's put
I know.
This whole thing. That's my question to you guys. This has changed your how you view Trump and your willingness to support him in the next 2 cycles, or who he's going to play kingmaker.
Yeah, that's the problem. So it's the only way for us to if it really affects us, is to not vote for the midterms and the 2028 campaign, if you think about it, right? Because Trump's going to play kingmaker in both those. So then after 2028, we got what, 2032 would be the next presidential election. So that's what we would really have to wait for to see, who we're going to vote for. At the end of the day, no matter what, we're only going to be given a select amount of options. Now, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris or some, progressive liberal nonsense. So, if it is an America First MAGA person comparing to Mamdani, comparing to Connecticut going communist, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still going to vote America First MAGA, whatever. But, I had another point lined up for that. Also, I think right now this is detrimental. Right now, this is splitting the base. 2028 is a long, long way away. I want the deep state destroyed. I want the swamp drained. But if the economy is back on track, memory hold is going to take over and people are going to forget this whole Jeffrey Epstein shit. We won't. Plenty of other people will. And there's more money in their bank account. They bought the house. They started their family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to forget about this, and it doesn't really destroy the MAGA movement.
But going back to what I said before, he ran the best campaign and he won the popular vote because he appealed to all the factions.
Yeah.
Yes, there is the base. There are the normies. He won those enough, right? But he also won because he won the libertarians, right? Chase Oliver got less votes than anybody else, right?
Well, that wasn't the best. That wasn't.
I know. But again, just my point is that he did appeal to all the little different factions that pay attention to every little tiny thing. He needed every single vote he could possibly fucking get. My take is that they're fucked. This has broken that. The trust now is not going to be recaptured in 2026. People like me, I'll never look at a MAGA, endorsed candidate the same ever again. Again, will I pick and choose maybe the best of, the two shit sandwiches or whatever? Sure. Right. But I fell for Obama help and change. I fell for Bernie, 2020. I'm done, folks. No. You just get a repackaged flavor of the revolutionary person who's coming. Hope and change, make America great again every time. And they end up laundering or selling to you the status quo with a different flavor every fucking time. Garrett, what's your take? What do you think?
My take is none of this will change until decent men start doing the right things and decent men start dealing with bullshit. And decent men start, and women, like, it's got to be, community effort. But like, this isn't going to change as long as these motherfuckers are in power. It's not going to change. The wealthy, they're very rich. And I'm not like, oh, the little man, like, no, but like, there's a lot more of us. And once one of us stands up, then the next one stands up, and it's scary. We got
French Revolution.
You have that, but like, at the end of the day, you need to get people. Like, I can't fathom in my little pea brain of mine, right, how we're just continuing to just give our money to a bunch of kid fuckers. Yep. I can't get it out of my mind. I know it might be stupid. I know Alan thinks I'm a retard. He can come fist fight me any fucking day. I don't care. But like, I can't. It's a non-consequential. Fucking little kids is a non-consequential. That didn't sit with me,
right? A lot of people make that argument.
I know, and what do you mean that's not non-consequential? That is like, if we don't even
this was never part of trusting the plan.
We don't even have that moral standard that we're like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, groceries are cheap, but the guy that made my grocery cheap is like fucking little. Like, what?
Dude,
what are we doing here?
What he's saying goes back to what I was saying when we were on the beach in Montauk. That I feel like the devil has a soft possession over people. That's another example of soft possession, right? Like, I'm not saying the devil's literally possessing people and making them move their hands and arms in a certain way.
He is for some people.
They're accepting the evil to get
right. Like he's convincing it's okay. Just move along. Nothing to see here. We have to worry about the price of eggs.
We have to worry about the bigger agenda.
And the satanic pedophile ring.
This is just a fart in the wind. Like, you exposed us, and we're just gonna go back underground, and it's fine.
The more shit like this happens, the more religious I become, and convinced something like that is occurring here. I will also say, going back to my point real quick, that like, let's say even someone like Thomas Massey, were to change his mind and run for office in 2028, I love Thomas Massie. I think he's great. I am going to subject him to even harsher scrutiny than I have Donald Trump here, right? Because I'm making sure, right, that there is no more of this fucking bullshit. Maybe Thomas Massie ends up becoming the next person who's selling himself as the reformist, revolutionary person. And then he gets in and he's up, nothing to see here, folks, and continue with the printing and the wars, and there's an excuse for everything or something like that. So I
understand the machines. The machine's so big, it's very hard to get stuff done.
Hardest thing that'll ever be accomplished.
We get it. We understand that. But like, he was supposed to be the big swinging dick.
He was the guy
and hammers the machine, and now he's just a little. He was a little, and now he oiled it. And now
he's a cog in the machine,
dude. It's even someone like me who didn't fall for the cult of personality aspect of it at any point ever. Captain, I told you, so I find it fucking cringe that you'd be like Daddy Trump, or you wore the hat or anything. You never see me wear a MAGA hat or whatever.
Listen,
right? But like,
hold on. In Cap's defense,
I'm not saying I'm better than you or I'm smarter than you. I'm just trying to explain to you why I don't do things
I'm going to
like that.
explain to you how I'm going to bust your balls in about 2 seconds. I don't want your moral standards when you supported Obama and Sanders, right, buddy?
Dude,
you have no shit. You can't stand on nothing on us. You fell for it twice. We fell for it once. You're still duped twice.
I'm saying the cult of personality aspect. Of it.
No, 100%. No, listen, Reggie, but like, he's an entertainer. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's why Daddy Trump gets thrown around. It's a turn of phrase now.
I get it. I get it. I'm trying to stress the point that, like, let's all learn a lesson here.
Oh, 1,000%. Well,
right?
I said, I don't wear no other man's name on my back but my own.
It's a bitter pill to swallow again, even for me. Like, I voted for Trump. I thought he got shot at. Right?
Yeah.
This is crazy. He actually Doge, all this shit. He actually is going to do something here to change. Again, I didn't think he was going to be fucking Javier Milei. There's even problems with Javier Milei himself. I didn't think he was going to be the libertarian president, anything like that. Right? Yep. But my goodness, man. What are we, 7-8 months in here now? And it is
like I said the other day.
Positives. There are
some I knows how to break my heart.
It does.
Yes.
Well, on that note.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Cap, before we wrap up on tweet of the week?
No. Okay. Let's just do the tweets.
Okay, yeah, this place is being invaded by bugs now. All right.
Yeah, I am starving.
Me too.
Okay. Kaguya's top gal says MAGA people waiting for Q to explain why Trump is
yes.
pedos instead of arresting them.
Yes.
I love it. That's great.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Please, Q.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on, let me find the drop.
The next one is, let's see if this works. Hang on, Captain, because you...
That's the one from Instagram, so I don't know, like, are we going to have to log in, or...
We could do it.
This, I felt, if we can, I won't even say... Yeah.
I got to cue it. Okay, all right. You guys see it now?
Yes.
I
yes, you did. I sent it to you, yeah. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you saw it before I sent it to you, Garrett, but... This guy, he's good. He talks a lot of conspiracy stuff. He's a comedian too, a bit. But this puts into like words like how most of us have always felt about Trump. And, you know, it's really directed towards the left, but go ahead, press play.
Ross the boss.
Best thing that I'm seeing right now from this Trump not releasing the Epstein nonsense is that everybody is able to look at conservatives and go, oh, you weren't just blindly supporting Trump. No, he was the best option at the time. But if he doesn't do what we want, we're pissed at him too, bro. And yeah, now maybe you can believe you shouldn't have got the jab and you shouldn't have let the government stay inside. And by the way, the wall's not a bad idea. But also, they have to release the list. I don't care if it's our team or their team. Hopefully you can start to see some objectiveness in our side now. It's not really a side. It's just we the people, America first.
Yeah, I tagged you guys in that. I don't think as a collab. I don't think you ever did.
I think that was put very well. It has been about accountability since day one, and Trump was the guy who packaged said accountability that we are no longer getting.
Yeah, really well said. The silver lining here that I am taking from all of this is that like a lot of people are not standing for this, right? And then maybe that picks up steam, shit rolls downhill. There's some momentum that comes in that, right? Where other people who are deranged will be like, you know what, man? Look, these guys. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
The way the right wing is reacting to this stuff and holding their guys' feet. Maybe I was wrong about some of the stuff that they were all talking about and saying the past couple of years, right? Maybe that builds some momentum there. Maybe.
And, I feel something like this, since it is just this ongoing topic, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Sure.
Trump's feet are against the fire. His back's against the wall. It's wildly unpopular. I could see him fucking turning face and going, okay, here's the Epstein files. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I know.
I also say
that
give
Trump
it
doesn't listen to his supporters. Right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I think if you give it a little time, it might play out. I think
it's not over till the fat lady sings.
I don't think so either. So,
all right, I got 2 more tweets. My next one's from Elmo, and Elmo says on Sunday, Elmo's X account was briefly hacked by an outside party in spite of the security measures in place. We strongly condemn the abhorrent anti-Semitic and racist content, and the account has since been secured. These posts in no way reflect the values of Sesame Workshop or Sesame Street, and no one at the organization was involved. Now, if you didn't see, yes, everyone with a fucking half a brain or an eighth of a brain would have noticed that Elmo's X account was hacked, and he started tweeting really crazy shit. And that's anyone would have a brain would realize that. But there were legitimately people afterwards commenting on all of Elmo's nice kitty fun posts like, when are you going to apologize? And you probably guess what flag is in those people's profile, right? And like, these are grown people. I saw them, right? Like,
they're the same people that are adults that like to go to Disney.
Adults shaming and calling on Elmo. Elmo!
A puppet.
The puppet is a Twitter account to apologize. And then his Twitter account goes and actually does apologize.
Yeah.
This is the peak level of fucking stupid woke shit that we are experiencing on the right.
Gags, it's the same people that as adults have no kids, go to Disney World.
My goodness, man. Elmo had to apologize for being hacked. God damn. I don't know what's even more ridiculous. The fact that he went and apologized or the fucking
or the next episode of Sesame Street where Elmo and Big Bird go to Israel with the new mayor of New York.
Yeah, or they have to go to Auschwitz or something with Dave Portnoy. Yeah. All right, I got 2 more. Sorry here, folks, but there was a couple of good tweets. You'll like this one, and it says, and it's Kagura's Top Cow, great account. It goes, I'm assembling a team. It's Elmo, Mel Gibson, Kanye West, and Grok. And Grok also had a meltdown, a racist meltdown last week, where it started tweeting a whole bunch of crazy shit. Yeah. All right, and then one more. I forgot exactly what this one was. Let's see. All right, so Mike Sanko posed, these are nomadic people. They travel in mostly dry, arid areas. When it gets too hot, this is how they...
Oh, that's disgusting.
Look, man, it's hot as fuck in here. My air conditioner's broken for 2 weeks now. Never find, I don't think it's hot enough to fucking have a cow piss on my head. Oh, you're muted, Garrett. I think you're muted, bro.
Sorry, my cow is okay, but like, how hot is cat piss or cow piss? Like, it's a giant animal. Like, I know my piss is 98 something. 100 degrees. Like, you're that hot that you're like, let a fuck 200 Fahrenheit cow just piss on me. Can't be colder, right?
No.
Cows don't piss cold. Like, I can understand survival situation, right? Cow has the coldest piss, and I'm fucking dying. All right, pee on me a little bit, but like.
It's got to be warm. It's got to be warm. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had any animal I've ever had piss cold, right?
No. It'd be a problem.
It's dead.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
no,
Get a
it's
fan.
good.
That's what I did.
Yep. No, it's good. It was good talking to you boys today.
Yes, sir. All right. And that's it for episode 299. The next time you see Skaggs and I, we will be a bit loosey-goosey, more goosey than Lucy. But anyway, make sure you guys tune in this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern time for, the boys celebrating. It's going to be a party, everybody. We are celebrating doing 300 episodes of this nonsense. It's crazy to think that we started this so long ago in favor of making America great again, and now it's not that great.
Make wrestling great again.
Yeah.
Again, like the captain said at the beginning of the show, please go like, share, and subscribe. YouTube still does not think that we are authentic, real people for some reason. We got another notification the other day saying we're inauthentic. 300 episodes of Captain and I talking. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. It's obviously fake. It's obviously tied to the fact that we talk about politics and our
YouTube is faking gay.
Guys, also go check them out on Rumble, dude.
Go on Rumble.
Go on Rumble and give them subscribe. I know it's harder. I know YouTube is the platform for the world, etc. They kicked me off years ago. So go check out Rumble though, because they'll let them talk. They'll let them go. Get the support, share it for them, follow the Instagrams because we get banned. I mean, I've been stuck at 44K for couldn't even tell you how long, build back up 2K, drop down, so like they obviously don't like this. They like to silence people that think for themselves. So definitely help out the boys.
And anytime we do wrestling, we get over 1,000 viewers. So
exactly.
So it's shocking why we're going to change up the pace of things, everybody.
And it's fun, primarily.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd much rather Seth Rollins' knee injury break my heart than Donald Trump not releasing a pedophile ring break my heart.
We're changing up the format slightly. We'll still be talking about politics and news, but we'll be doing more in-person wrestling streams. More of the episodes will be focused on having guests both in person and not so much focused on the news content. I'm not saying we're not going to talk about the news or current events. We will. Just we're not going to be door busting every week to kill ourselves the way we have been to try and make sure that we cover the main topic going on right now. Like, I got a life, man. Like, this isn't the only thing I'm concerned about or worried about in my life.
Well, it's also, dude, it takes a toll on you, man. Like, people don't understand, like, having to constantly be up to date on everything, having to dive down the dark holes we dive down. How to really break down geopolitics and know what's going on, like how the backstory of it is and everything else. Like,
just
a lot of brain power, man.
The bare minimum, if YouTube and Instagram weren't such see you next Tuesdays about this and actually allowed people to follow us and subscribe to us and not give us all this bullshit, it'd make it a little bit more worth it if we had some friggin' traction behind this. But
to hear about this.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. Like, that's the thing, and that's why a lot of like people give away was because like we've been working on our Instagram accounts for 10 years. We've been working on our YouTube. I mean, me and Steve were up to like 2,000 subscribers, and they just nuked our channel. Then they took us off of Spotify. Then they nuke it. And I mean, we were only up to like 100 and something episodes, like, and they were like, we were getting traction and people were watching and all that stuff. And then they tanked us, and then you got to start a new one. Then they tank you. Then they excuse me, why the Charlie Kirks of the world, they get the propaganda pushed to the front. They get the because they took the line and we think for ourselves. So, but on that note, we got to go because I'm going to piss myself.
Yep. All right. Doom Nation, adios. See you guys on Saturday. Wear your party shoes.